Hello everybody and welcome back to today's Monday stream. Today I have something planned. We have to escort some medical professionals, a doctor, a specialist nurse and a bunch of medicines along with a lawyer from our base here in Biggin Hill in the south of England up to Barra Airport in Scotland. So I know where your first instincts are telling you. They're telling you that the runway is too short and that for a C-560XL Citation jet, it's not going to be appropriate. But you know what? We're going to do it anyway. We don't have anything smaller, to be honest. This is the smallest jet we have available. Although, to be fair, we had the option of the Vision jet as well, which is just parked next to us. But we chose not to do it. But that's just our fault here at our company. We don't really do things properly. So we're going to fly up to Barra. The runway length is really quite short, but I think it's doable. It's only 1,300 feet. Even if we do make an accident on landing and crash, it'll mean we've still got there and delivered the things we need to deliver. Just as long as everybody survives, we'll be alright. Yep, 1,300 feet, and by the look of it, Barra's not exactly a proper runway either. It just seems to be a beach. So if, for the love of God, X-Plane 12 hasn't modelled it in there, we won't be landing on anything. We'll have to make an alternate airport, but I'm hoping they have modelled it in. It's a really cool runway to go to, and yeah, like I say, this is the smallest jet we wanted to take because it's capable of carrying all the medicines. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to start by we're doing the battery connect on the aircraft. It's nice and big and hill today, nice and bright. So we'll go around to the rear of the aircraft and we'll do a quick battery connection. Now I have checked the fuel levels and I have checked various other things on the aircraft. So you can't see the fuel there, but you can see it at the other side. And the hydraulics fluids, or whatever you want to call it, the other kind of fluids that go into the back of the plane. I've checked the wings all look good. So we've done our walk around just to save some time. Not going to hop in the XL. Looking really slick on the outside as well, I have to say. Right outside our FBO hangar there, nice and open. There's not really any planes because we're all out flying. Manager's doing some tidying up. We've got a few Vision jets just parked outside as well. Anyway, let's hop on in the Citation 560XL. Let's get inside our cockpit. It is our cockpit, by the way. We own this aircraft. And let's pull the seat forward so we have a good view. I'm going to reveal the yoke so we can see it, and co-pilot as well. Just to contextualize what I'm using for hardware, do now have the addition of a yoke, so in terms of hardware, there's no messing around with the Xbox controller. As you can see, very responsive controls there. So let's go ahead and connect the battery internally at least. So we connect the battery, which we've just done. Let's turn the battery on the aircraft, and then we'll put interior master switch on as well. Okay, just double check the systems. I can't really see anything illuminated down there. I don't know if that's selected or not, but the battery is connected, so the yaw damper usually should be off, but we can see it's illuminated because the annunciation has lit up. Okay, what do we need to do now? One of the things about this plane is strange. You don't have to do it in real life, of course, but the avionics have to be on to operate things like the APU. Let's get the clock on, and just for reference, GMT time is Britain. We're actually 1 hour ahead, so it's 1:30 GMT. There doesn't seem to be any chance of changing that either. Usually local time would be 1:30. I don't know. We'll change it another time, but it's not accurate. Anyway, let's get the instruments on. There's no messing around. We don't really need the APU. Another reason I like the aircraft, because we have a quick start up on it. Let's get COM1 pulled so we're connected. And we want 1012 on the QNH. I've got the flight plan available. Barra, Scotland, 2 hours en route from London Biggin Hill with the Bravo Papa Kilo departure, I believe it is. We could check that now on the flight plan. There it is. So, Echo Golf Papa Romeo destination. There's departure programmed in. The patient himself, obviously located in a rural remote place, needs our assistance. And there's nobody there who can do that because he has private medical insurance, so we can do that for him. The insurance company insists we take our lawyer with us, and I did recommend they send someone there to do a bit more assessment from from their company, but they just said send a lawyer instead. I don't know why. Maybe they're suspecting a bit of foul play. I know the gentleman involved, let's call him gentleman since he's paying us a lot of money, is involved with extreme sports, so they're maybe suspecting some foul play there, which is why he needs our assistance. He is unwell though, so let's get going. We don't want to waste time. 2 hours, if we can do it in 2 hours, that's alright. As long as we get there before, 5 o'clock, which we will do, but then we'll be absolutely fine. So let's check the departure. Bravo Papa Kilo there. All programmed in. 43,000 feet. Nice altitude cruise at. So actually cruising at 43,000 as well. So the FMC loads it in. And the arrival. I think there'll be an arrival. There is an arrival. According to SimBrief, Lauter direct. Okay, so there's not really a star procedure, but we have a SID available. So flight plan's pretty much confirmed. We'll figure out the rate of descent when we're a bit closer. And we're pretty much ready to depart. We just need to file ATC clearance. Unfortunately, we're on the VATSIM network and there's none available at the moment. Let's go ahead and just get the engine started. So tune into the radio 122. Decimal 800. And if you can't change it on this aircraft by 5 digits or 0.5 digits, then you need to go onto this and change it using the COM button. That's handy to always keep that in mind in case you don't know how to operate it. Okay, so we select GPS on the plan system, as you can see there. It's coming up now. Ignore this speed. I don't know how to turn it off, but if you know anything about these small jets, small to medium sized jets, you know they don't have anyway, you know that they don't have an autothrottle, but we'll stick the fuel pumps. Ignition stays to normal. I'm not sure about generators. Usually we'd keep them on. Some jets you would put them on immediately. I know you're doing the Citation X, so maybe we should do tests on that. And circulation fans, navigation lights, beacons, control lock should be off. Otherwise you want to move the throttles. Okay, we're alone here, Biggin Hill. According to the SimBrief plan, we're meant to depart from runway 3 and arrive at Barra Airport, runway 25. Let's go ahead and ignite those engines. So down here we click the right engine first. Number 1 is coming alive, or number 2, depends on what you want to call it. Introduction of fuel. Okay, fantastic. So the aircraft is relatively loud for a jet. Let's go ahead and close the doors. That's pressurized, absolutely no problem on the Citation 560XL door. Hope you can hear it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm cranking up the volume a little bit for you all. And we're going to go for a number... Has the engine started? No, it hasn't. It's some reason spooling down. So now we've got to figure out where the issue is. We've got enough fuel on board. Fuel pumps on, ignitions are on. Let's get the seatbelt signs on. Engines not start. I don't know what it could be. Maybe introduce fuel too late. So let's go again for number 1. Introduce fuel. Check there's no engine failures on the systems. No failed systems. We've got plenty of fuel on board.
Whoever that last was, that sounded horrible. It sounded like someone was screaming down your mic.
Okay, so
Yeah, that was
Unicom's all over yet again. Maybe the battery's not got enough power to start the engines. I'm starting to think that's the case. So now we've really got to. I don't know, it's a shame the buttons don't work on this plane, but let's mute it for the time being, because there's no way to change the volume of that. I can't change it at all. Anyway, the engine, as you can see, we're just barely at 23 volts. I can only guess that there's not enough power from the battery to get it started, but for such, usually, typically it would work. So now I've got to do a bit of diagnostics. In that case, we're going to stick the APU on. Let's play it safe. Let's get the APU on to get it kicked into gear. Also, how to charge the battery at the same time. APU seems to be coming alive, no issues. Okay, let's get the bleed air on. So now we're going to charge the battery through the APU, I hope, and maybe that'll help the engine as well. Let's try the engine one more time. Let's go the left side first. Bit better on the left side. Seems like it's worked, so the right side didn't, but the left side has. Now I go for number 1. Yeah, so possibly a lack of airflow there through the engines, possibly a lack of fuel flow, a lack of electrical energy to charge the, or kick them into gear. I don't really know. Well, we've done it now successfully. So generators on engines, and we can kick the APU off pretty quickly. A lot of unprofessional talk there on the Unicom, but great to hear people online. Anyway, APU was coming off, engines are started, and skid on. Again, non-functional buttons in this aircraft make it impossible to use. Yeah, that's probably just turn it up, but it doesn't do anything. Right, runway 3. Getting distracted. We're well off track. So down Delta Hotel. Hold it short. Runway 03. Bravo Pop Kilo departure to the east.
Gallup traffic EV17 Kilo Golf. Is it okay if EG998 Romeo takes off in front of you? Hey, go ahead. Thank you. Gatwick traffic EG98 Romeo will be lining up and taking off runway 2.
Takes the lights on. Fantastic. Brakes released.
landing up runway 27 right.
Gatwick traffic EG98 Romeo is taking off runway 26 left on the flag, the 1 X-ray departure.
Okay, we're 4,000 feet initially to the Bravo Papa Kilo. Then probably straight up to 43,000 just because there's nobody on ATC.
Back from stand 317, facing north onto Foxtrot.
Really busy down in London today, as you can see. Heathrow and Gatwick full up. Not the only airports in London, by the way. Biggin Hill's here. Quite a big airport. So heading to the 2030. Okay, your damper's coming on. Looks like the ATC's just come available for Gatwick ground and Heathrow ground as well.
Gatwick traffic EG98 Romeo is passing 5,000 routes on the flag to 1 X-ray departure, climbing flight level 350.
Heathrow traffic 264, vacate runway 27 left. And November 510.
Biggin Hill traffic, Golf Sierra 9 Romeo 9, takes into runway 03 via hotel. Nice radio call-ins, nobody at the airport, but we'll give them a call for departure, and then when we're in the air, we'll give them the call out. They're on the BPK departure there for the east. Then we'll be heading up to Barra, Scotland. Hopefully we're in the air, things will chill out a little bit and we'll be able to make haste. At least as much as we can do.
Gatwick traffic 26 left for gauges.
Let's get the weather radar on. I'm not expecting anything serious in terms of weather, although yesterday I did fly into Shoreham Airport in a thunderstorm. Convective region there, which was absolutely brilliant. Cessna 172, of course, so it's not like the aircraft is suitable for such weather, but we did it with no issues because the winds were pretty low actually, so the 172 could handle the winds, but it's just the rain and things really overwhelming. So I'll try that again on the stream. Down in Shoreham, if we look on the map, just down here to the south. Holding point Hotel 1 for runway 3. Let's get the parking brake on. Let's get our TCAS lights on. And we're going to stick our strobe lights. Pitot heats. Ignition's already on. Let's go for the... So it's 1012 on the pressure, so let's go for a fuel boost on. Although it's pretty warm outside. Just check the map, make sure there's no traffic coming on TCAS. Can't see anything in the vicinity of the airport. I think we're pretty much just the birds we've got to worry about in case we obviously have a bird strike. So let's get departing. Big Hill traffic, Golf Sierra 9 Romeo 9, departing runway 03 in the Bravo Papa Kilo to the east. Just double check. It is the Bravo Papa Kilo, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So we set the N1, it's actually coming up at 90%, which I'll leave it at. And we'll just maintain 90% takeoff thrust. Or maybe a little bit under, and then when we get to climb we'll reduce it, and we'll probably have to increase it when we're above 20, 30,000 feet, etc. No systems in the green still, we've not got any warnings. Got a few warnings down the right about heats. Let's just check that before we go. So pitot heat is on. Window heat, I hope it's not failed before takeoff. No failed systems, it just lighting up as not being on when it is, so potential issue there. Let's go for windshield air and see if that will help, and pitot heats, window heats as well, just because we're going to climb rapidly straight up to 43,000. Okay, let's get going. For 40%, 50%. Very quiet inside. %. It's so easy to overspeed, and V1 rotate. Oof. Probably a reflection of the model, everybody, rather than the flying. Positive rate, gear up. You'll notice we didn't take off with flaps. We didn't really need them. Such a fast aeroplane. Okay, just reduce that thrust to climb. About 13 to 15 knots on the wind. Nice and clear though. This GPS is out of place and doesn't really function, so I'm turning probably quite sufficiently for that BPK. We go on here, we can go direct to Detling. And then we'll go up north. London traffic goes 09 Romeo 9, Bravo Papa Kilo departure, flight level 090 for 430. Yeah, there's something going on the yaw as well. We are yawing, turning to the left. Well, as you see, the warnings have gone off now, which is good. Yes, every time I let the control center, we're going off sideways, so that might be a calibration issue. Probably should have sorted it before I spawned in. Could also be a rudder issue as well. Bit of both, to be honest. We're apparently over Danny's Hall. Dammins Hall. Lovely place around here. There's some great scenery of obviously local towns and things, and the clouds and the weather. You can even see it down there, the England, United Kingdom structure. So we're passing into some probably rough clouds here. I keep having to check this map. Yeah, it's looking pretty bumpy up until 430. We've passed 10,000. So look at the landing lights off and seatbelt signs are coming off. Yeah, so there's something going on the rudder. The pedals are jammed to the left there. If I recalibrate the controls, it may sort the problem out. May do, is, you know, the word of the day there. So this aircraft, in terms of being hardly functional at all, hardly functions with the yoke as well, which is great. Okay, since we're not going to be cleared by ATC, let's just clear ourselves up to the BPK, which is Brookman Park. Keeping that nose nice and low, just adding a little bit more thrust. Still climbing relatively fast, about 1600. We're probably about to get about 3,000 feet a minute realistically. Yeah, easily get 3,000 feet a minute. And probably try and limit it to 15 degrees bank. Okay, let's turn the ignitions off. APU is already off. Normal on the fuel boosts. Standard pressure. Set. APU came off before departure. And time for the autopilot. So hopefully it should follow the route we got planned. The FMC, so let's click nav on, LNAV, and we'll just let it climb. I think it's going to try and pitch. I was going to say, is it going to try and pitch to that altitude? You can never tell on this model. Fantastic day for flying though. Let's go for vertical speed and we'll just decrease it. About there will be alright. Sorry guys, just a little bit of a cheat here. Shouldn't really be doing this, but let's go on rudder center. And let's try that. Now this may take away the functionality of the yoke on the rudder when I land, which of course is going to be a pain. We won't have any control on the ground. But it has in fact centered the rudder, which is great. And hopefully the aircraft. Hopefully the aircraft will be soared. Okay, there we are. We're on the departure. We're now going on to the Bravo Papa Kilo, the Brookman Park DME, just north of London. I usually fly to the Brookman Park from London City, which is there. Obviously today from Biggin Hill. We're slightly south of London City, but yeah, still similar departures, just rather than going left, we've gone right because of the runway. And then if we were London City going up to the BPK, we'd probably be vectored out to the west anyway. But today we're going straight up from the BPK all the way up north, all the way up through Bedford, Pippin, Leicester. Leicester will be up near Manchester.
Air traffic still private 190 miles right, departing runway 27 right, taking departure Heathrow. Air traffic 7 will be landing at higher departing company aircraft flight out for treatment.
Okay, so Leicester's not at Manchester, there's Manchester way up north, and we have Nelson. It's going to be so interesting to see how this aircraft handles with this runway 25 at Barra Airport. Not least because I haven't been there yet, so I have no idea if the scenery's there. But it's going to be cool to fly back in Scotland and start to fly there a little bit more now.
Heathrow traffic KLM 31 Alpha, we are going direct to Delta 1260.
Not a bad departure. Wasn't the straightest because we had the ruddish and takeoff, but still pretty good. We kind of skipped the dead link, it would have saved a little bit of time, and then obviously straight north. Still very good though, it just means we've went round London City of course, rather than directly over it. Straight up. I think with the plan on the FMC, i.e. this outplaced GPS. Super busy though for a Monday, having a good week everybody. Hope you are as well. So obviously today's a bit of an emergency mission, and then on Wednesday I've got something special planned in another jet. Not this one, not in a big jet, in a very small lightweight jet. I've some reason everyone on YouTube, especially aviation people, you know, pilots, simmers, they all love the small jet that I'm gonna fly, and they've been in it in real life, but I've hardly ever seen it. I've hardly ever seen it. I think I've seen it like twice. Once landing at Manchester Airport in the north of England, of course. The second time was in a hangar. And both those times I didn't get near enough to have a look inside, so I don't really see what the appeal is. It's a very small plane. Personally I prefer, you know, the Citations over the other one. But I'll reveal it on Wednesday, it's nothing surprising. Really have introduced that vertical speed, so probably less than 800 feet a minute. That's 600 feet a minute, 700, 800. I think that'll be fine up to 43,000. You'd think we'd be able to get about 1,000 feet. Let's try 1,000 feet per minute. And then that way it takes us about 4 minutes to get there. Just so we don't drop speed too much, and again, there's no way to get rid of that speed thing. It's not a realistic addition to the aircraft. GPS is giving us 5.2 nautical miles to Poton. You can check that over here on the radar. I don't tend to check the GPS other than to put the flight plan in and to make sure we're on routes. Realistically, the flight plan would appear on this, or it should do at least if you come down here and select plan. It should pop up, but there's just this, which is more like a traffic thing. Got nav. Maybe navigation is the option to choose. Let's try that. No, it just says we're online for Poton, but no indication there where the flight bill online is other than the blue one. So I'll leave it on map for now, and then you've got VOR and approach switch as well. Beautiful day. Outside air temperature is probably quite cold, so let's get the anti-ice on. Wing and engine, and we'll put wing cross flow on. So we can see the fuel temp, the ram air turbine, maybe that is the outside air temperature. Pressurization's good, we've pressurized about 6,000 or 7,000. One of the things about smaller jets is that you will notice they don't pressurize as much or even as quickly as the bigger jets. It may pressurize before you take off, but usually in this one at least it hasn't been doing that. It'll only start pressurizing once you're above like 20,000 feet, so obviously the air in the cabin is enough to sustain us until then. Without the oxygen mask on, by the way, I'm not shooting. It's going to be so cool. I've got that other aircraft on Wednesday planned, but that's on X-Plane. And then on Friday, I'm really wanting to do a Microsoft Flight Simulator flight. I might do that tomorrow, Tuesday, in the Citation CJ4. Let's just mute ourselves all the comms there so you don't talk to anyone by accident. Just keep it an eye on Unicom. We got some rogue pilots again. We are pretty much out of London airspace, cleared up to the north. Barra Scotland, where we are now, we're about 43,000 feet. And we should be cruising about 406 today. 406 airspeed, that's knots. And then usually on this thing it'll be different, but down here you'll get a ground speed in knots. And then there, true airspeed as well, which is kind of what we're aiming for. About there is a good speed for the flight. Reduce the thrust down a little bit, we don't want to burn out the engines. Still have to maintain quite a lot though with this altitude. Nice screenshot right there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, standard practice in these flights. Please sit back, relax, relax and enjoy the flight. I'm going to step away from the cockpit for a second and ask, well, I won't ask anybody. I'll serve myself a nice cup of tea and I'll talk to the doctor and the people on board. Let's see what the lawyer's going to get up to in Barra. He can't be up to much. He certainly won't be on as much as a corporate pilot will. But he'll be on a lot of money as well for a private insurance company. Okay, all the jokes aside, I'll be back in about a minute. Alright, I'm back everybody. Any questions about the flight so far? YouTube health stream of the health of the stream is excellent. Shouldn't be any issues with visual quality. We're actually already in Manchester. It looks like there's some GA planes in the area. We've got one there. So usually when I see a Charlie at the beginning of a call sign, I always think of Canada. Shout out to Canadians, of course. So yeah, it could be a Canadian flying that, maybe. Let's check. There's one up here as well with a small plane. Could be a Piper, it could be a Cessna. I really want to try the Piper aircraft from the X-Plane store. You're probably thinking which one. Well, I have a choice. A little bit spoiled for choice on the store because they have the choice of classic Piper Arrows 3, I think it might be, or the Piper, like things like the Piper Seminole, which also look fantastic, but that's a twin piston aircraft. So if you want to see that, then let me know in the comments. Excuse me, everybody. Just completely chose to disconnect autopilot by accident. I can't remember where the keys are to look around in this thing. Ah, there we go. Ah, there we go. It's all coming back to me. Spent far too much time in Cessna 172 this weekend to remember the jet stuff. The virtual 172, by the way, not the real plane, unfortunately. Way too expensive nowadays to be doing flying. I don't know how anybody affords it other than taking out expensive bank loans. Very expensive thing to want to get into now. Nice cockpit view for you all. Let's try a little bit of Avitab while we're here. Toggle tablets. I haven't got the PDF, but I have been using ChartFox online. The problem is... Oh, hang on. ChartFox is coming up on my systems there on plugins. What would it be? Providers? ChartFox. Now, Navigraph here is a paid option, but you can actually get free charts on ChartFox, so I can't really see why would someone pay for it when it's available on ChartFox. Just as good, just as effective, by the way, and just as relevant. I just need to link my account there to the thing there to get it up at Avitab, and then we'll have it available. Very cool little plugin this for Explain 12.2. Even has a built-in map. You can see we're flying over, just going past Chesterfield, and then up here we got Kinder Scout. Very big hills, mountains in the UK. I don't think quite mountains, but they're quite big, quite high up. Then of course Manchester, Wakefield on the right. Not really anything to see, just a bit busier than usual here. There's a lot of towns and cities around this area. Of course Liverpool, where the Beatles were. Southport, Blackpool, everyone knows my channel by now. I'd like to fly there. Great airport, Blackpool, really is. Fantastic airport. And then Lancaster. We all know Lancaster for the Lancaster Bombers. And we're going way far up north. Once we go past our next waypoint, it's free flying. Direct to Barra, so we'll be flying way past all of these. Way up north. Way up north, up to this part, and this is Barra somewhere up here, so it's quite the distance. Let's say I think this is it. Maybe the other one. Yeah, I think that's Barra down there. We'll have to wait and see, but I know it's far away. It's one of those small islands off to the west. As you can see, we've got quite a distance to cover yet. Winds are picking up in the north. Wow, considerable. And there's also more GA aircraft today. Down. Oh, that's the same plane. He's gone quite far. I don't think he's in a Cessna. I think he may be in a Piper, judging by the look of that thing. But he's kind of getting blown all over the place there. Sideways, let backwards. I don't think his plane can handle the winds because he's all over there. Bless that aircraft. That's hilarious though. But the winds are too strong, I think, for a small aircraft. I mean, where I am now, they're about 25. It's saying 25 knots, 24 knots, which is insane for a GA, a Cessna or a Piper. They can't handle it. We can though. We got a small jet, so we're all right. Really surprised actually. It seems to just be the northwest, near Blackpool and Manchester. These strong winds. I don't know what he's doing. He seems to be just floating around in circles. Maybe he is. I have no idea. It's a shame we can't spectate. Yeah, if we're going Blackpool, we'd probably need to plan considerably because of the wind and probably clouds, I'm guessing. There's not many, but there's some over Manchester, as you can see. I think we're at last waypoint almost, Nelson. Not quite. We have. Let's check the plan. So after a bevy, we go direct to Laughter. And from Laughter, we go direct to Barra Airport. Yeah, someone up there, T-side and GA plane as well. Not as bad the winds up there, to be honest. Just about to see Blackpool. Good thing we flew past it. Anyway, that's just the airport, just where I'm pointing. It's not spawned in, but it is there. You can't see it from this distance. Lovely place to go in hot weather. Scotland North Centre has just come online. We may be in luck in terms of ATC comms. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, we're just out range of north of Scotland. North of Scotland covers Inverness, Wick, and Kirkwall. And even further north, Sunburn Cape, or Sunburn Cape. That's really unfortunate. We're just out of range for North Control there. Heading to the east, west, sorry. So according, so that's strange then. That map, sorry, that aircraft we just saw over here that was doing some strange things. This one, it looks like a small GA aircraft, like a Cessna or a Piper, but according to the VATSIM radar, it's actually an E300, and I'm pretty sure that's an Embraer 300, which is also a small jet. So yeah, that's really peculiar, and also we've popped up. We look like a normal jet on there, but on VATSIM radar we look like a 737. So that's so peculiar. The aircraft symbols like that don't spawn in properly on certain things for certain people. But yeah, I'm pretty sure E300 is the Embraer, and that would be so nice to also try that aircraft out at some point in the future. So some good jets actually lined up I would like to get for X-Plane 12. And I want to try, obviously, Microsoft on Friday, tomorrow or Friday as well in CJ4. I don't know, it's coming up, now it's coming up as an aerobatic aircraft. I have no idea, I thought it was like an Embraer or something, or a Cessna. Apparently it's an aerobatic aircraft, like a small Red Bull. The sort of thing Red Bull uses for its races. Echo Golf Papa Romeo is now a destination. We've got Echo Golf Papa Golf, but no no Papa Romeo just yet. But there's other aircraft up there in the vicinity. Okay, we're almost at our last waypoint, a bevy. Oh, that's cool. You got some more information there on the map with GPS. How are we doing for TCAS? I mean, not anyone in the area that I can see. There's a few, but they're not in the immediate vicinity. And here we are. We're sort of entering that northern region now of Scotland. As you see, all the hills and the mountains start to form, and the landscape terrain comes alive. So we're probably going to need terrain radar. We're not this height, but when we get lower, we're going to need it. Okay, we have here a spiral. Not much to see on that, to be honest. Be good if it give you the outside air temperature though, wouldn't it? Okay, are we on track? Yes. Probably for night mode, I think, on that. Nextrad system as well. That's pretty cool. Oh, I see. You have to be on that. You have to be on this one to see the next rad. Information on there. There's not really anything to be concerned about though in terms of weather. We've always got the built-in Explain 12 map. One nautical mile. There it is. There's our last waypoint. Then we'll be turning. There's that turn to the west. Straight up to Barra Airport now. Half bank on as well. Carlisle Tower there. And a few carriers. Newcastle. And Edinburgh's actually looking pretty busy. Newcastle's busy. Edinburgh's busy. Maybe we could have flown there. We're in the British livery, so we should be able to. I mean, anyone can, but it makes it extra special. Yeah, Edinburgh, great airport. Really cool looking terminal there. We have a few DMEs in the area. Our alternate's actually an island, so any issues, let's say we can't land for whatever reason, we'll have to divert to island. I think the alternate. The alternate is Eglinton. You can see only 3 passengers, including 2 pilots. The doctor, the lawyer, and the specialist nurses. I don't actually know what we're delivering them for. I know we got someone in need, but again, he's into the extreme sports. Just don't quite know what he's done to himself. So he may have broke a few bones, or worse, he may be incapacitated there. Just because I've never been to this airport before, it's saying they've got an ETA of about 30 minutes. When we do get to the area, I'm going to circle around Barra Airport. And I'm going to just assess the area first. I think that's probably a normal thing for pilots to do if they've never landed, but it's officially an airport. You know, I think it has actually got a tower there. Just new for me though, so we are going to have to circle and give it an assessment. Bearing in mind the aircraft we're in is not really suitable. It's not, as far as I could tell, it's not appropriate to land here in a small jet like this, because the Barra is only 1300 feet long, which is not much. at all. It's going to be interesting though, we're landing on a beach. I know companies like Flybe used to fly there in their little turboprops, so surely this aircraft will be alright as well if we full brakes, reverses, spoilers, etc. It's just the gear I'm more concerned about than the speed and the length. Obviously Flybe, the company Flybe doesn't exist anymore. Used to charter turboprops and things around Britain. Yeah, so according to the pictures, it's got a tower. Obviously, we've not got ATC available at the moment. Even if we did, it probably wouldn't clear us to land there. I think weight-wise, if it's wet, we're pretty screwed because we'll sink straight into the sand. "25 nautical miles to Lauter." I actually forgot about Lauter. Thought that was Bevy was our last one, but Lauter is. And then from Lauter up to the airport. It's not far at all, according to the waypoint. Oh, it is actually, my mistake, about 147. We could begin our descent now actually and start to speed up a little bit at the same time. There's Glasgow, Prestwick. Not very popular, Glasgow, compared to Edinburgh. EGPK there. EGPG. Cumbernauld. Of course, normal Glasgow. Struggling to see well. It's over there in the islands. We may be able to see outside at some point. So, top of descent calculations. I have done this before on my flight gear flights, if you remember those, when I first started doing my streams. It's pretty simple. I say simple. So taking our ground speed or our start speed of we'll take the true airspeed, so 40 I think you meant to take the ground speed, so we put 365 in. We want to end about 250 sorry, 230 knots. I think we should put, yeah, ground speed and then 230 knots to end. Wind, what is our wind? Wind's quite strong actually, we've got over almost 30 knots of winds there. No wonder everyone's going to Edinburgh. I don't think they can land at Glasgow. I mean, 20 knots. This is going to be one heck of a challenge. Anyway, wind, we'll put 25 in for now. It's giving us about 1,700 feet a minute. How far is it as well from Lauter? 147 nautical miles. Okay, can't put the distance for some reason. "127 nautical miles to get down to 8,000 feet if we go at 1,700 feet a minute. On the course to go 12,000 feet, we're going down 1,700 feet still, but it'll be 115 nautical miles. That's cool, it gives you the minutes. Gives you the estimated minutes there, about 20 minutes till arrival, so that's about right. Could start descending actually about here. To descend about, like we said, 1,700 feet a minute. Let's try that, we'll go down to about 12,000 feet. Let's make it 13. So we said 1,700 feet a minute. It's a shame you can't change it up here, to be honest. It's a little bit easier to change it with a dial there, but you have to look down all the time. We didn't put engine sync on either. Let's keep fan sync on. For some reason ignition just lit up, but there's no need for the ignition at this altitude. It's not even on. It's on now, but we turn it back to normal. It's still showing it's on. Anyway. Should be about 1700 feet a minute. Yep, 1700, perfect. Okay, descent checklist. Windshield anti-ice is on. Don't need the windshield there. Anti-ice is still on, but the light, for some reason, has gone off. It has been on though, the whole time. Ignition switch is on when flying through heavy rain. Well, we're not got heavy rain, so we'll stick with it on normal for now. Pressurization, well, we haven't checked. If we go on to Avitab, if we type in the airport, it should give us I think that's it. Yep, Barra Beach. As you can see, it's a literal beach. Should give us the and for some reason it's okay without ILS. I was just gonna say, never heard of a beach or a lake bed having an ILS. No weather information, so we don't even have a QNH. Anyway, APU below, so it's saying here below 20,000, usually it would be below 10,000 feet. For, especially like Citation 10, it would be below 10,000 as well. Maybe it's below 18,000 feet. Either way, that's pretty high up. We will stick it on though, just in case of issues on landing. Rec lights. Well, I don't know anybody would turn the strobes off or the beacons in light. That's not realistic. You would keep them on in flight. Altimeter, again, we don't have it. Pressurization, landing altitude, we don't really have it, so we can't change it. Avionics, crew briefing, landing speeds. Go around N1, so I'll set that now since I know what it'll be. It'll probably be about 85. We're not going to be going as fast if we go around. Pray to God that the rudder control is working on this yoke as well. Passenger safety switch, lav doors, lavitude doors. So I haven't checked the lavitude in this flight, might have to do it in a second. Pretty simple checklist though to understand. And of course back to normal for the map. You can you can close this door, but I think for some reason they want it open on landing and touchdown. Okay, we passed straight through that. Water heater's not been on. If we now go back into the cockpit, you can now see that the lav door is illuminated because that means somebody's in it, so it probably isn't safe to land or take off for that matter. Even if it's latched, you will still see the lav door switch sign, so you have to unfortunately keep it open. Although to be fair, this could second as a passenger seat. It's not really the best place to sit. If you've been bad or not well behaved, you probably get stuck in the back of the plane. Obviously we've got 3 people sat here. There's nobody at the front, there's nobody else here. There's literally 3 people in this section. Nice looking carpet. Nice and light. Very posh. But yeah, you like to see at the back seconds as a double seat. It doesn't really show on the the weight, but it does actually count as a double seat. So obviously you got the sideways seat of the entry chair, then you got 1, 3, 4, and then you got the 2 rear seats. But there's no toilet seat, so you'd have to include it as I don't know, a baggage amount, I guess, on the iOS. So you could fit, technically, you could fit 2 pilots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 passengers. So you're looking at about 10 people. So it's like the Citation X, if it's fully loaded up. Come on, coming back on. We've got Scottish East now. That may be covering us. Fantastic. Scottish East, not Scottish. No, still covering that. It was north, and now it's east. So unfortunately, we're still out the area. Reaches almost over to Denmark. Scotland controlled us. Obviously, Scotland control and Denmark control collide in the North Sea there. Anyway, we're just flying nearly at Mull waypoint, and then we're going over the Sea of Hebrides. I'm not sure if that's pronounced correctly, and then the island of Barra. Small one there as well. Col, so a lot of small little airports to fly into. This part looking very isolated, I have to say, and there's no rescue if we do crash. The aircraft's going to have to be a write-off, unfortunately. There's no way to get anywhere, get it out of there. There's no way to get anyone in unless we send someone in if it's a minor issue. In general, if we balls this up, the aircraft's a write-off. $80 knot winds, QNH 1015 when we arrive. Minimal VFR, so that's not good. We ideally want VFR conditions, but minimal, we'll have to take it, and it is runway 33, 29 and 25 for arrival. Strong winds though, and minimal visibility. bordering on the I-5. We are an I-5 flight anyway, so we'll be alright. And the cloud level's pretty low at 2,400 feet ceiling. Scattered and broken clouds there down to 1,500 feet. So we've really got to be careful on this approach. We could already see the thick cloud there building up in the distance, but all the terrain and radar's working. Weather radar's not giving us anything to be concerned about. There's our destination, EGPR. Increase our ascent rate 2,000 feet a minute. Okay, believe it or not, they have actually got an RMV. GPS lateral navigation. Let's select that and then we'll do vectors. Let's put the minimums in. In this case, because the cloud level, like usually it's 200, but I'm tempted to go a little bit higher. I'll leave it at 200 for now. Let's see what happens. Let's activate the approach. Okay, that will give us a holding pattern as well. Half bank coming off. Yeah, holding pattern's been built in case we have to do anything else there, like go round. There it is, Barra Beach. They have an NDB, okay, so it's looking a bit better with navigation. Runway 25 is not coming up as in use. We may have to, runway 33 actually looks a bit better, so we'll do that instead. And judging by the wind as well, we're better off landing on it. We've got a 20 knot headwind, which is to our advantage. Otherwise we're going to end up possibly running out of space. So what we're going to do is we're going to do flight plan. I'm just going to go direct. Forget about that runway 25 thing and clear that approach. APU coming on. As you can see, I got about 33 hours in this particular model on X-Plane 12 now, which is not too bad at all. Probably enough to give you a good idea of how to fly it. You can probably figure it out in an hour or less. I think they made a simple aircraft more complicated than it had to be, unfortunately. So APU is coming alive. That's going to drain our fuel a little bit more. That's absolutely fine. Thank goodness, I'm just so glad we got a 20 knot headwind today at Barra. That's going to be fantastic, and in the future I will do more flights here, probably a little bit lighter plane like a Cessna or the Baron. That would be pretty cool. I'm going to set QNH as well, so 1015. $18 knots, so the weather met our data is accurate from online. APU's on, let's get the generator and bleed air on. There's no way to monitor the bleed air situation on the engines. The APU either, we can't really monitor it. We can see the ampage there in the right hand side dial. The battery temperature, obviously we've got to keep an eye on that. The APU will increase it with the engines as well. Oxygen pressure is not too good though, we need to recharge our bottles. You can go on the iOS and check it that way. So crew oxygen 1406 corresponds with our dial in the cockpit. Okay, ADF frequency. If we select, that's coming up now, ADF. So it's following nav 1. I'm not sure what it's following though. Should be following GPS. And we have ADF as well, so we could follow that to Barra Airport. Again, I don't know why it's pointing that way, but we're heading in the Barra direction. Estimated time now is about 7 minutes. Runway 33, I think we're going to be straight in for the approach. I did want to circle round, so let's try that first. Let's try and be a little bit sensible about it. And remember, we got a low cloud level to I think like 2,400 broken and scattered clouds, which it is. Okay, anti-ice. I'm going to take the anti-ice off. Tail ice can stay on automatic. Wing flow off. Both tanks look pretty much balanced for the time. Shut the air on as well. We're going through some harsh clouds. Passing the seatbelt signs coming on. I'm thinking 2,000 feet. Shouldn't really be doing this. Shouldn't push through to get a glimpse of things to see if we can see it. It's risky. Although to be fair, the visibility is better than I thought it would be at this altitude. So let's go ahead and descend. Descend rather rapidly. We'll do flight level change down to 2,000 feet. You can see terrible conditions at Barra. This is definitely an emergency rescue that should have been done in a smaller plane, I think. Same 3-3 on the heading, but we're already heading pretty straight to it. Try and keep that speed nice and low, or at least low enough to get a glimpse. Playing it dangerous, but we've not got any choice. We've got one hit or miss. If we miss, we won't be able to deliver the supplies, and we won't be able to succeed in the mission. So let's go ahead and descend dangerously. Don't recommend doing this down to about 1,500 feet. Let's try and get out of the clouds a little bit. One notch of flaps. Okay, that didn't help at all. Let's check the map. Let's see if we got break in the clouds. Nope, we're completely clouded over at 18 knots. There's literally there's a break. If we have an alternate, I mean, it should have been this one. This would have been a bit better. We have to go to Ireland to get that alternate. I think that might be still Scotland, so we're not near the alternate, unfortunately. There's definitely no approaches for this airport, which is a shame. There's just runways 25, which was originally planned, but that wouldn't have helped because it would have consisted of this kind of strange approach. Really helped we had a proper map as well with the airport on it. Because this GPD Garmin 1000 is absolutely terrible. Right, we're about 160. Let's try and maintain that. We're about 1,000 feet. Literally nothing in sight yet. I'm going to take over control. So autopilot's coming off. I'm just going to start descending slowly. And if we need to, we've got to go around of 3,000 feet. So you see a nice slow descent. At least until we get down enough to see it. If we do go down to... if we do crash, we're going to be in the water, so... it's not the end of the world. Runway 33. Okay, we are too low down. So it's a real shame we can't see like the height to the terrain around us. Obviously need to be low to land on the beach. Let's get the landing lights on. Turbine sync off. I'm dropping the gear. I'm going to stick full flaps. This is so dangerous and silly to do this. Rescue mission itself is going to turn into a rescue mission. We're at 200. We're at minimums, and we can't see anything at all. I mean, this is not a good idea. It's dawned on me now. This is a really bad idea for a flight. So apologies. Maybe we should just crash and see what happens. Like the map's there. There's no way of getting through the clouds. It did say 1,500 feet, and then below it was clear, but we still can't see a single thing in sight. Using that map for reference, it's a little bit easier to see. And we've lost the flaps again on the left side. Oh dear. It looks like this is the end for us. We're going down, everybody. Into the water. Oh. Well, there's the plane. Unfortunately, we oversped at the end there. At least we can see something. Let's disconnect from that sim. Let's just call that a day. I'm not going to respawn. I didn't try and save it. I don't have rudder control on the yokes. So yeah, it looks like you probably shouldn't attempt that in this kind of an aircraft. And you shouldn't attempt a rescue mission, which then turns into a rescue mission itself. That's a nice little screenshot. I'll make a nice thumbnail, I think. Failed rescue mission to Barra Airport, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed it. That's a shame. Let's just check how far. Let's change the configuration of this to VFR broken. Well, it was minimum VFR. It was IFR conditions, and let's put some clear conditions on. So few clouds. Okay, we can't do it. We can't change it, but in general, how do I get off that? Resume the flight. Yeah, in general it went pretty well. We're completely dead. The insurance company's gonna have to pay out. Really sorry everybody that we failed, but you know, Barra Airport, we'll do that again in the future when things are looking a bit more clear. Yeah, rest in peace, Golf Sierra 9 Romeo 9. Thank you, of course, to the VATSIM community for hosting me. I didn't call it out at the end. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.